puzzle's over. We finally understand why Sanji doesn't hit women, why Sanji likes to cook, why Sanji this. Like this truly is the year of Sanji. I keep on saying it, but I'm loving the year of Sanji. Last chapter, we understand why, like, Sanji really has a passion for cooking. Like Judge, he showed praise to Reiju and the other sons for, demonstrating their physical abilities and stuff like that. While Sanji, while he was failing at all that stuff, the only time he got praise and admiration was when he was like cooking food, like he was giving it to people, and yeah, he was giving it to rats most of the time, but then we see that he gave it to his mom, and even though the food was bad, she, you know, gave him a thumbs up and saying like, hey, yeah, like this is great, like keep on doing it. And so that's the big thing that we learned last week of Sanji, and people were saying that, oh yeah, like Sanji just doesn't hit women because you know, like the way that his mom treated him and that Reiju like helped him. That's why, like he just respects women, and to me, like that, I don't know, something was still missing there. So that's why I love this week when we get to see the big flashback between of Sanji and Zeph and other cooks of why Sanji doesn't hit women, and so I'll get right into the meat of it. And Sanji and the cooks are saying, yeah, we should get a female chef, and Zeph saying, no, like we'll never have that happen, like just won't happen. And they're like, oh, well, you can just kick her around and that kind of stuff, like the way that you kick us around. And says, no, like you there's like a golden rule to the universe, an ironclad rule that you just don't hit women, and no matter what. I don't care. It's just a man's duty, and I don't care if you fail as a human being, but if you fail as a man, then I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna like kick you down. I'm gonna slit your throat. Like all this really brutal stuff. And Sanji's like, man, like why you attack me like this? And Zeph turns around and he's walking away and he's like, well, it's my role as your parent. And dude, that was just so epic. I love that. After seeing how much of a dick Judge was to Sanji and still is, saying that like a lot of chapters ago, um, like I remember that I had a son laying around so we could marry you off, and they're threatening to kill everyone at the restaurant and all that. Just really seeing the more of a deeper connection between Zeph and Sanji. Even though there was still like a huge before this, there was a really like strong connection there because obviously Zeph gave his leg to save Sanji, and um, he took him in, taught him how to cook, taught him how to fight, all that stuff. But to see Zeph referred to himself as Sanji's parent, that's huge, and that's the biggest takeaway I have from this chapter. I mean, obviously, we have the fight between Luffy and Cracker, and the chapter actually begins with the fight, and we see Nami there, and she's inside the mouth of one of the homies because she has the Big Mom's Vivi card, and I really liked how we get to see Nami really joining into the fight too, and her making a big like effort in or her being a huge reason to why Luffy won this fight. And a lot of people last week were complaining that like how can Luffy how can he eat the biscuit soldiers when they're all like coated in hockey, and if Gear Second couldn't break them, like all that stuff. And it's like, hey man, like just wait another week. Don't doubt Oda. He's gonna figure it out. And he did. We learned that Nami uses her climb attack and has it rain so that the biscuit soldiers can get soggy, and then Luffy can just eat them. And so he's super fat, and he's been eating them for around 11 hours straight, and Cracker just keeps on making it. So it's like this standstill, and um, so during that fight, then Luffy goes Gear Fourth, Tank Man full version, and he's you know, bigger than normal, obviously, and this huge fat, he's that chubby face, and it's hilarious. And um, he Cracker tries to attack him, doing that the honey pretzel attack, where he basically like, you know, stabs forward, and he stabs in, and he starts getting like sucked in. And I really like that line where he's like, I can't tell if this is hard or if it's soft, and he's getting sucked in so much. And Luffy tells Nami, you know, like, Nami, like, don't let it rain right now. You know, like, don't, just let it go. And so then Luffy ricochets, um, he ricochets Cracker off of his stomach, and he goes through, and he crashes through three of his biscuit soldiers, which obviously, if they're at full power, you know, those are super hard, and Cracker is definitely out. Like, this is the end of the fight. There's no him coming back. Like, you have the classic Oda, like the knocked out face, you know, and on Cracker, and yeah, it's that fight's over. And I really liked that um, Nami played a huge part in taking down like the number, like one of the right hand men of Big Mom. And it was also really cool to see Nami really acknowledge that, you know, like, Luffy is going to be the Pirate King. Like, my captain is going to be the King of Pirates. And I just always love when a Straw Hat says, like, yeah, like, you know, our captain is going to be King of the Pirates. Just really cool to me. Um, Other stuff that happened this chapter, we get the really funny bit of Chopper and Carrot running through the mirrors of from Brule, and it's funny because in that capital, you know, like, normal people, they're just like, you know, putting on their makeup and stuff like that, and they're kind of talking around town about how, like, in the mirrors they're seeing Sanji, or they're seeing Chopper and Carrot like running through. And uh, yeah, that was a really funny bit, and it makes me it's to me, it further solidifies the fact that um, Chopper and Carrot are going to be the ones to make contact with Sanji, and through like some sort of mirror, and they're going to be obviously like a huge part of, you know, breaking Sanji out. And yeah, I mean, this chapter of One Piece was really good. So Sanji now he's on his way with everyone else of the Vinsmokes to the engagement gift exchange. So, you know, they're walking off, and um, yeah, next week is gonna be kind of exciting. I think that um, I don't really know, like, we don't know the layout of Whole Cake Island, so obviously, you know, the Vinsmokes are walking along like off of their island onto the shores of Whole Cake Island, but I don't know if they're gonna pass through the Seducing Woods. I don't know if the Seducing Woods are just like, you know, that if they cover a whole portion, or where they are in relation to that. But it would be kind of cool to see um, Luffy and Nami like run into them now, and the Vinsmokes, I mean, and kind of have an exchange there. But yeah, I'm too bad like we don't get a chapter next week. But yeah, I again, I can't wait to see where One Piece is gonna go. Like, um, I hope that next week we get to see or the following week, the next chapter, we get to see what Brook and Pedro are up to. Um, them kind of like sneaking around. Maybe we'll get to see the actual like exchange between um, like Big Mom and the Vinsmokes and all that stuff. But yeah, like, let me know what you guys think of the chapters. Do you this chapter? Yeah, what do you let me know what you think of um, Sanji's big backstory revelation. And if you like this video, um, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, and I'm going to be reviewing the One Piece anime episode this week. Been like kind of busy, but I'm also doing a cool thing with my buddy that I think we're going to put the first episode out of this special thing tonight. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.